So, you might answer this because I was going to bring it out with Mansour, but he just kept rambling on. Right? It says in the Quran, when it describes where Muhammad was living, as having olive trees and in a valley.
Where does it say that?
It does say
Olive
that.
trees where he lived?
Yeah.
Show me.
I can't show you. I mean,
but this claim.
So you're claiming it doesn't say that?
No, it doesn't say
All right,
that.
well, I'll come down next Sunday and I'll bring it to you then.
You can Google it right now if you want.
Well, I haven't got a phone. I don't carry a phone.
Because it doesn't say where he lived was olive trees.
Olive trees and valley.
In Mecca.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that. Mecca is not even mentioned in the Quran.
Well, it's mentioned once.
It's Baka. Baka.
Right, yeah.
It's Baka. The word for Mecca in the Quran is Baka, which is the same word in the Bible to describe the same city. The same.
No, I understand all that.
Yeah.
I know that it's Baka is mentioned in the Bible. However, there is some dispute as to.
And the same word in the Quran.
Because I've looked up Baka on a map, and it does exist. It's not Mecca.
Right.
It's another place.
The problem with biblical geography.
It is down that way, but
Right.
it's not Mecca.
Okay. So this is the problem. Biblical geography is not established. There are two things, or few things actually, with the Bible. The chronology of the Egyptians, or Egyptian chronology, is not established. There are always estimates people use to describe the periods of the pharaohs and the kings and the dynasties. Okay. So they have ranges. So this could be from this period to this period. They can never say anything for certain when it comes to Egyptology. Likewise, biblical geography is like that. There are 3 Arabias according to the Bible. Oh, sorry, 3 Parans, not Arabia. 3 Parans. Okay, scholars have identified 3 valleys of Paran, which is, if we were to read it, read the word in Arabic, it would be Faran. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah, that's fair. That's so there is a settlement called Baka.
Yeah, there was a settlement called Baka,
yeah.
And we claim that is Baka, and it was where exactly the well of Zamzam is today and where the Kaaba is. We're claiming that.
Not on the maps I've seen.
Okay, first of all, pre-Islamic maps. Okay, let's say the map of Ptolemy. Ptolemy was a cartographer. You know about that, right?
Yeah.
Ptolemy, yeah?
Yeah.
His map is not accurate. There is no map that was 100% accurate. Accuracy started to come in, I would say, after the 16th century, when European explorers went out and they started to draw maps that were relatively accurate. Okay? In fact, even up to the 19th century, maps of the world were not fully accurate. So that maps cannot be used as an argument to claim that Mecca was not where it is today. No, that would be absurd. We have many reasons to.
That every other settlement is mentioned on these maps would indicate that Mecca wasn't extant at that
Not
time.
necessarily. No, there were major cities.
It's a fair assumption.
No,
they wouldn't just go. Well, let's draw a map, but let's miss Mecca out.
Why? First of all, there are major cities that are mentioned in these maps, ancient maps.
Yeah.
Okay, Mecca. I am saying Mecca was not one of those. Mecca was a town. It was a small town inhabited by a very few people, maybe a few hundred, not even a few thousand, few hundred people. Okay, so why would that town be on a map of the world where people are using these maps to have an idea of major settlements like Carthage, like Rome, or like ancient Egyptian cities, for example, or Tripoli, for example, in Lebanon, or Tripoli in Libya, because there were 3 cities called Tripolis. Okay, so why would these major towns be mentioned and Mecca not mentioned? Because Mecca was a very small settlement. It became significant after the rise of Islam. That's it. Mecca became important as a city, as a settlement after the rise of Islam.
I am going to look into what the other towns are that are mentioned on these maps.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what point does it make? I mean, if Mecca, let's say Mecca is non-existent on the maps.
Yeah.
But it's still there. We know historically Muhammad was born in a city called Mecca, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he had followers. They followed him. They created a civilization. They created an empire that was based in Medina and Mecca initially, and then elsewhere. So still
and then elsewhere.
Yeah. and then it moved to Damascus, then it moved to Baghdad. Later on,
pop over to India and did a bit of bit of massacring, didn't they? You know.
Really?
Oh, you know full well.
What do I know full well, but
Islamic invasion of India was.
Who did it?
Was particularly brutal.
Who did it?
It went on for centuries, didn't it? They made pyramids of the skulls.
Which one?
The Buddhists. What happened to all the Buddhist temples? Buddha was Indian.
What books are you reading? I would like to know. I would like to know.
I'll tell you where there's a good article about it. It's on a Sikh website called SikhNet, and there are quotes from diaries of the invaders.
So why don't you? You
take the time and have a
You
read,
look like an intelligent person. I'm sure you are well read as well. Why would you go to, let's say, an anti-Islam website and read articles on Islam?
It's called SikhNet. Why would you say it's anti-Islam?
Because a lot of the Sikhs see Islam as a brutal force.
Well, I think a lot of the planet does at the moment, doesn't it?
The planet has been brainwashed. If the planet thinks, but first of all, half the planet is Muslim. First of all, half the planet is Muslim, so not a lot of the planet. Half the planet is Muslim, and the other half is very decent people. Very small minority of phobes and xenophobes and Islamophobes. They are the ones who think like this. I'm telling you, I'm being very honest. Majority of the British people don't even think like this, let alone the planet. Majority of the British people are very loving, compassionate people. They have perfect relationships with Muslims walking around. They don't think like this. Only Tommy Robinson style or type of people who have no education. A lot of them are jobless, drug addicts, and they are from a very underprivileged background. Unfortunately, because they have failed in life, they blame the Muslims for it, because Muslims have become the Negro of the day. Okay, just as the Negroes, so-called, were targeted in the US for all the problems of the US, and then and in the rest of the Western world, just like the Jews were targeted once upon a time in Europe, and then there was a Holocaust. Now the Muslims are facing the brunt of this racist wave that's going through Europe. Those racist people are absolutely terrible. They are terrible. All the racists are terrible. All the white supremacists, all the racist white people, I'm saying racist white people are terrible. All the decent white people are part of the world.
Supremacy is there?
No, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist. We don't believe.
How much is my dhimmi charge this month? Sorry, how much is it?
If you are less than your taxes, this is. I will show you what a dhimmi paid. You want to see it? I will show you what a dhimmi paid.
I haven't got my reading glasses on.
No, this is what a dhimmi paid. It's a gold coin. It's a dinar.
It's not the point.
It's a dinar. No, that's the point. That is the point. And it is 4.25 grams of gold, which is equivalent to 250 pounds. A rich dhimmi, a rich Jew who may be a multi-millionaire, is paying 1 gold dinar.
Yeah, but
okay.
It wasn't too
And
back then.
sorry,
it wasn't the value that back then. The value wasn't that high back then.
No, it was. Let's say they could buy a goat. They could buy a goat. So my problem is those racist white people out there who are racist just because they don't like others.
What do you think about colonialism?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Are you proud of colonialism?
What do I think about colonialism?
Yeah, colonialism. British.
The Ottomans?
No, British.
Islamic colonialism?
The worst
colonialism.
The worst colonialism. British colonialism.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Why is it the worst?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
How many million
Do you know how many million people died under British colonialism in India alone? You were talking about India, Ali. No. The numbers he was talking about during the Muslim invasions of India are absolutely inflated, and they are lies. No academic, no historian of the Indian history accepts those numbers today. But all historians, all major important historians are unanimous that the British colonial rule from 1880 to 1920, in these 40 years, 100 million people were killed. 100 million people.
No evidence for what he's saying.
Here's the evidence.
Oh, what's this?
Watch. I'm going to give you the names of the scholars.
Brit haters are us.
No. They are white. They are white. Those who wrote the articles are also white. So it's not a bunch of Muslims with turbans writing these articles.
You better move out, mate, if we're that nasty.
Why?
You better move out.
No. I love British people.
Well,
I love
moaning about
I
for?
love British people.
Hey?
I love British people.
So what are
But
you moaning about?
those who are racist, I have nothing but sympathy for them. Those who are racist, because not all the British. Are you saying all the British people are racist?
Never said any
Exactly.
British people
Thank you. So we are mutually
What's the
respect.
most
We are
racist
mutually.
country every year that's voted? Oh, it's India, isn't it? India is
India's
voted
predominant.
the most racist
India,
country every year.
India is not Muslim, by the way. if you,
No,
if you didn't know. Okay.
I know it's
Okay. Yeah. So. Okay. So I'm going to show you the
Throw
article.
the flag wherever it's supposed to go. I'm not picky, you know.
Here. Here's the article.
Where would you be without the British? Let's see. You'd have no aeroplanes, no telephones,
Al
no
Jazeera.
television,
Al Jazeera.
no telephone,
1 second.
no vaccinations, no
Okay.
inoculations,
Al
no
Jazeera.
advanced medicine.
Al Jazeera.
You have nothing.
Wait. No
without us.
heckling. No heckling.
No.
Al Jazeera article by two
Jazeera.
two scholars.
Font of all
By two scholars, Dylan Sullivan and Jason Hickel, have written an article on
I
Al
read that.
Jazeera,
I read that, yeah.
2nd of December 2022. The article is titled, "How British Colonialism Killed 100 Million Indians in 40 Years." And then the subheading is, "Between 1880 to 1920, British colonial policies in India claimed more lives than all famines in the Soviet Union, Maoist China and North Korea combined."
Right. First point I've made.
Are you proud of that?
First point.
Are you proud of that? It's a simple question. Are you proud of that?
Answer my question. First point.
Do you condemn it?
First
Do you condemn it? Let's do the condemning.
point I've
Let's do the
made.
condemning game. Do you condemn it?
First
Do you
point-
condemn it?
First point I've
Do you
made.
condemn it?
No, answer my
Do you
question
condemn it?
and then ask me if
This
I
is how
condemn
we
it.
feel on the media when we go on the media. How do you condemn it? Do you condemn it?
Yeah, well, I'm
do you
not
condemn
Piers
it?
fucking Morgan, right?
Do you condemn it?
I ask you one question.
Are you dismissing this? Are you dismissing this?
No. Let's for the sake of argument.
So keep your millions.
for the sake of
all the
for sake
millions of people
argument,
you,
Let's assume those numbers are true.
They are. I mean, they are estimated.
Right. So for the sake of this,
Let's assume 1 million is true.
let's assume.
They claim 100 million. No, okay. Let's assume 1 million is true.
Here's
Is
the
that
question.
still justified?
Here's the question.
Justified.
Did we do it deliberately?
Yes. Yes.
Deliberately.
100%. Deliberate policies of British colonial officers that killed estimated 100 million people, according to this article and these historians.
And we did
these
that
two,
deliberately.
Yes.
I'll tell you
Not you.
to
Not
kill-
you.
No, I
Not
know,
you.
not me.
British
But-
colonial officers.
So they set out.
Those who are racist.
They set out to deliberately kill 100 million people.
100.
Why? Why would they do
Absolutely.
that?
Absolutely.
So what's their
Actually, I'll give you an
motivation?
example.
Their motivation was to reduce the population of India, okay, and
Good luck with
save
that.
as much money as possible so that they can bring back that money to Britain. Britain was made during most of London, over 70 to 80% of London, all the historic beautiful buildings you see in red granite were made during the Victorian period. All the money, if not all the money, overwhelming majority of the money came from India. India was looted, bled dry. You don't believe me? There's a book by an Indian author called Shashi Tharoor. He has written this book titled Inglorious Empire. Inglorious Empire. In this book, he gives all the details how the British literally drained India dry of money and of food, and hundreds of millions of Indians died. From 1750 to 1947, when the British came to rule as a colonial power in India, they killed hundreds of millions of people deliberately as a policy.
And don't forget, they used to grow cash
So
crops.
this is what all these racist people are not told about.
What racist people?
All those people who are rioting. I'm talking about those people who are rioting, who are destroying shops and businesses and causing havoc just because they think or they have conceptions like you do. Right? They have misconceptions about Muslims. They have been brainwashed by the Zionist paid drug addicts and thugs who are running around, and they are brainwashing people like you.
Like Tommy Robinson.
Like Tommy Robinson, I'm talking about, and Douglas Murray. These are the people who are brainwashing perfectly intelligent people like yourself, and then normal people like you turn into monsters, and they go and do rioting, not knowing what the hell are they doing, and then the government comes down hard on them and gives them sentences. So
Why do you think they burned police vans, destroyed
Thank you.
places of worship?
Oh,
Why do you
thank
think they did that?
Thank you for asking my opinion as an Englishman.
Good. Go on.
yes,
Right.
Do you agree with them?
You have no idea. No, nothing to do with
No, we talk about
Southport.
Southport, the recent riots.
Yeah, I know about the Southport thing.
Why do you think
Right.
they burned the police vans?
Okay,
destroyed places of worship?
just as an adjunct to that,
Yeah,
let's just mention Southport. Why, when Southport happened, did everybody immediately think Muslims?
Yeah.
Why?
That's what we want to know.
Why?
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 Well,
Tommy Robinson.
Look at nothing to do with Tommy Robinson.
No?
Nothing to do with Tommy Robinson.
who-
We do hear things. We do understand what's going on. You know, I mean, the Westminster Bridge attack, Lee Rigby, all of these things, all of these.
And the van driver, the van driver,
I allowed you
what
to
was his
finish.
name, George?
Okay, let him
I've allowed you to finish.
Yeah.
All of these incidents over the last 20 years involving Muslims blowing up trains, blowing up buses, chopping people's heads off. Why would we think it's the Jehovah's Witnesses?
So you think the Southport is because of that?
No.
So why? That's the question I'm asking.
No. The question was, you mentioned Southport.
Yeah,
so
why
I'm
do you
just
think that
saying-
happened?
I'm just saying.
He's got a fair point. He's got a fair point. He's saying because of all these incidents,
So it built up.
naturally,
Well,
the perception is that a Muslim might have done it. But guess what? The reason why you have this perception is because of the brainwashing. Because there are white people committing worse crimes. Wait. When did you hear last a white man walked into a shopping mall, sprayed people dead? Breivik in Norway killed over 70.
Why did he do that?
Are you going to blame Muslims for that
No,
as well?
no,
Okay.
absolutely
Then
not.
okay.
Why did he
Thank
do it?
God for that. That we're not getting blamed for that.
Why did he do that?
So the point I'm making is there are terror attacks taking place all around the world from all sorts of different people. Okay, they are white, they are black, they are Muslim, they are Christian. Wait. Only the Muslims are magnified. Okay, this is the point I'm making. They are magnified because
Go on Raymond Abraham's site and just look up.
Who the hell is that?
Well, there you go. Look him up.
Well, I read academics. I read academics.
Jolly good.
I just pulled out 2 academics and showed you the numbers.
Excellent. Raymond Abraham's site. And
I don't know who that is.
Well, then learn.
You're
Are you
reading.
interested in anyone else's story, or are you? Just,
No, I'm not interested
I
in.
know you're on camera and you're gonna do your dawah on camera. That's fine.
How do we do that?
However, Raymond Abraham has a site, a website.
Who is? I don't know who that is.
It doesn't matter whether you know who he is or not.
So any Tom, Dick, and Harry can. You know Robert Spencer.
Yeah, I know Robert Spencer.
So you want me to take information from him?
Raymond Abraham is also an academic. Okay.
Okay, I don't know
Right.
him.
Raymond Abraham on his website every month he has a list of Islamic attacks around the world, say in northern Nigeria or in Pakistan, against Christians.
Similar to Robert Spencer, Jihad Watch. He also has a list of
is that still going, Jihad
attacks.
Watch?
Okay.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty
now
sober reading, isn't
if you were not being
It's pretty
fed
sober
if you were not being fed by
no one's chopping anyone's head off, screaming in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I'll tell you.
Actually,
I'll tell
they
you.
did that.
In New Zealand,
When they
in New
bombed
Zealand,
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
one second,
That's
Hashim.
exactly what they did.
In New
Were
Zealand,
you on the bomber? Were you?
No, actually, the president said, "Thank God."
Were you on
no,
President said of America.
wait. When the British colonial officers,
Anyway, I've still got to mention my original point.
Yeah, we're coming to that. When the white guy, the Christian white person in New Zealand walked into a mosque, sprayed 50 people dead.
Yeah.
On his gun, he had Christian symbols and dates that denote famous battles, like the Battle of Kosovo 1389, the First Crusade, and things like that. He was a crusader. He was a Christian. Breivik, Breivik, who killed over 70 people in Norway and is serving lifetime right now in Norway. He, in his manifesto, he mentioned people by name like Robert Spencer and inspiration from him, and he mentioned Knights Templars, okay, all these things. So don't give me this BS that only the Muslims are doing these things and others are not. Okay, you have been brainwashed by your Zionist Islamophobic media that is doing this brainwashing of the masses, making them think that only the Muslims are committing these atrocities and crimes. Even let's take grooming gangs as an example. We say put those scumbags in jail. Pakistani, Nigerian, or English. Okay, wait. One
Do
second.
your dawah. Hello, everybody.
He's saying we are the first condemned it. We have no idea.
We are saying we condemn all of them. Okay. So no, talk. I'm not asking you not to talk.
You do the same thing.
Look, when you have no answers, you want to walk away. I know. I understand. I understand why you're walking away. I understand why you're walking away.
No, don't even dare.
So continue.
I've lived
Continue.
5
You want the
Muslim
mics?
countries. I've had all kinds of conversations in these countries with Muslims.
Okay.
I've known thousands of Muslims in my life.
So then why are you citing
I've got
sources?
No qualms about standing here and having a conversation. But you're just
Let's do it.
your rant into the camera. I'm here with my
Okay,
son.
I'll talk to you.
We've come wherever he's gone, and we've come here for a chill out, a bit of a chat, or whatever. But I'm not going to stand here being a part of your little sideshow.
Continue.
Agree
No, you want an answer to why the guys are rioting.
Yes.
I was standing here as a bloody Englishman.
But you gave me.
As an Englishman.
You said read some Abraham's
No, I'm
guy
not
who has a
half
list.
Scottish,
Who has a list of our
See,
catastrophes.
You're just butting in. You guys can't help yourself.
No, because you're making claims
Can't
that you
help
cannot
yourself.
see.
I would explain to you
You're
what
making
the
claims.
riots were about.
Yeah.
I would do that.
And you explain.
But you're just doing your dawah here.
No,
right?
you
Well,
explained.
got
You
your
explained.
own
You said there is a guy documenting Muslim crimes, and I'm highlighting the problem. I'm highlighting the problem. That's all I'm doing.
You haven't even identified the problem.
I have.
You don't even know why the guys were rioting.
Listen,
got
I do.
no idea.
I do. They were brainwashed.
Not even close.
They are
Not even
they are
close.
mostly uneducated drug addicts, thugs,
not even
racist
close.
scumbags.
You're not
They
even-
are the ones who are
you're not
rioting.
even
They are the
close.
ones who are rioting. People who have no brains. People who have no brains. They are the ones who are rioting.
Hombre, you're not even close.
Okay. Tell us. Educate me. Educate me. Educate me.
You've had your chance.
No, you have a chance to educate thousands of people out there. Educate them. Tell them why the rioters did what they did. Tell them. Why not? Because there are so many people who want to know an Englishman's view. But you can't just get upset and walk away.
Do it without interrupting.
I'm telling you to speak.
Just interrupt. That's what you guys always do.
Okay, go on.
Always
Go
interrupt.
on. Speak. Speak.
Maybe next Sunday.
Speak.
Maybe. I don't need a chance. I don't need a chance.
I know why he's upset. I know why he's upset. Don't be upset. Talk.
I'm just bored.
Talk.
I'm bored.
Talk.
Because you
Tell us
guys,
why
all
the
you
rioters.
guys do,
Tell us.
If you see me as a white guy and you think, here's a little victim. Well, one thing for sure.
No, I didn't think that.
I'm no victim.
I didn't think that.
But you go, I'll stand here and I'll get my face on camera and try and humiliate this guy.
I have
That
no
ain't
lack
gonna
of
work.
cameras.
I could pull some stuff out of my rear end about Muhammad, right, and put you on the spot.
Okay,
Which I
go ahead.
Mansour, and he kind of dodged it about, the
you
Byzantine.
agree with us that
You want water?
Jesus did
Hey,
not
have some
do that.
water.
When
Have
you
some
made a
water.
fair point,
Have
I
some water.
agreed.
Have
Yes,
some
right.
water.
But he never,
he needs.
ever gave
Have
a
some
good-
water.
Never
Have
gave
some
a
water.
good reason.
Have some water.
But the thing is, look, we both agree that
Have some
we should
water.
condemn
It's
extremism.
impossible.
Doesn't
to
matter
have a
what
reasonable
background they're from.
conversation with you guys.
You're
It's
just
impossible.
ranting. You're not talking.
It's impossible.
Take water. Take water.
Where's my
Take water. He's not going to get lost. He's no. Take water. Take water. Have a sip. Have a sip.
I'm the big nose of London. Thank you.
We'll start again.
Pleasure to meet you.
Tell us why the rioters are justified to riot. Tell us.
Did I say they were justified?
Yeah. No, you
You're
didn't.
putting words
No,
in my
okay.
mouth.
Correct me.
Next
I'm
week.
wrong.
Next week.
Okay.
Clarify.
So look. So the problem is when we have an informed.
Definitely next week. I will tell you.
I
next
want it
week.
now. I want it now. You have convictions
You sound
now.
like all the women I know. I want it now. No, next week we can have the conversation.
Listen.
But you have to
No,
understand.
no.
You have to allow me to speak.
Speak now.
You allow me.
I'll
to
give you
speak.
the.
No,
I'll give you the mics.
You got your sideshow going on.
No,
You and
I don't care about the show.
You are genuinely interested.
I am.
I'll take
I
your
am trying
side
to
next week and
educate
I'll
people.
explain it to you.
I'm trying to educate people.
If he wants to go, that's fine. You can.
So thank you very much.
Would you like to
So
have a
I'm just finishing this. Okay. The reason why we were having this conversation is to highlight the mindset that drives these riots and this behavior. It is very ill-informed, very ignorant, very under or uneducated. And the reason why we have to educate ourselves is to realize that when one particular community is magnified and they are made to look like criminals and all other people are not treated the same way, okay, then what happens is you get genocides, you get riots, you get murders, you get acid attacks, you get mass murder. What happened to the Jewish people? Let me use the Jewish people as an example. The Jewish people in Europe were demonized and dehumanized to the extent that the Europeans committed many pogroms, many mass murders and genocides of the Jewish people. The numbers are so high that academics have written books on this phenomenon. Anti-Jew hatred in the Western world, and the accumulation was the Holocaust. Okay, the Holocaust wasn't just born from a vacuum. Genocide is a process. People are brainwashed for a very long time before they end up killing each other. Just like what happened in Rwanda and when those two tribes, the Hutus and the Tutsis, ended up committing a genocide against each other because there was a process of brainwashing. The Hutus were brainwashed into thinking that the Tutsis are cockroaches. They are not human beings. Feel no mercy. So hundreds of thousands of machetes were produced and they were supplied to people, and they went out killing. In 100 days, 1 million people were killed. I have seen the memorials with my own eyes. The games these Zionists and their cronies are playing, they know what they're doing. They're already committing a genocide in Palestine. And to turn attention away from their crimes, because a lot of the British public went against them. When the British public saw all these bombings and ripped apart children with blown away bodies, that's when the British people realized, hold on a second, is this what we are supporting? Is this what our government is supporting? Are these the people we are selling weapons to? This is when the Zionists realized that we have to create another problem in Britain in order to take attention away from us. So Islamophobia, deflect and cause hatred against Muslims. Start posting fake news, or like the incident in Southport is an example. As soon as it happened, 3 girls were stabbed, 3 little princesses were taken away from their parents. Okay, what happens? Immediately these racist, drug addict thugs on Twitter, and amazingly Elon Musk is in it. He is in it. Not only that, he is a very close friend of Netanyahu. He has given back banned accounts of these people to them on Twitter. Tommy Robinson was banned from Twitter. Martin Sellner, an Austrian racist right-wing propagator, was also banned. His account has been given back to him so that they can spread hatred against Muslims, to cause riots, to suppress and oppress Muslims, at the same time take attention away from Zionist crimes and put attention on the Muslims. So inflate Islamophobia. Because COVID gave us some respite. The Western media, BBC, Sky News, Fox News and CNN, all these channels, okay, they were non-stop bombarding the Western audiences with Islamophobic content and inflating it. Even, I'll give you one classic example, how this media is working in this way. The grooming gang scandal. The grooming gang scandal, where some girls were raped by some South Asian individuals, Rochdale and other places. That scandal was so inflated, and those people, by the way, are scumbags. They should be thrown into prison, and 3 keys should be thrown away. We have no sympathy with such scumbags, whether they are white, black, green or blue. Okay, whatever they may be, whoever they are. But amazingly, what was said even recently, this woman, this unfortunate woman, Suela Braverman, she was saying the problem is with Pakistani men. The problem is with Pakistani men. But when we look at the statistics put by academics, we see that proportionally speaking, in proportion to the populations and the numbers of people in this country, white men are the biggest culprits. They are the biggest number of child abusers and pedophiles. This is a fact. I will present it right now if you demand. Okay, there are academic papers and news reports that state that proportionally speaking, in proportion to the numbers of people in this country, in proportions to the populations, white people are the largest group that represent the number of pedophiles and child abusers. Not only in this country, but those who are traveling to Far East, Southeast Asian countries to have sex with younger girls. In Thailand, in Philippines, in Vietnam, white men throughout from the entire Western world, not only Britain, from all over Europe, from Australia, because Australia is very close to Southeast Asia, and even from the US, they are traveling to Southeast Asia where they can easily find young girls to have sex with.
Human trafficking as well.
And even a lot. So if we want to talk about child abuse, we should talk about it fairly, justly, not target one specific community and put the lens on them and try to claim that these are the only people who are doing it. Go for them. Make their lives difficult. Again, this is what we call brainwashing, and all of this is funded by Zionist paymasters who are paying for this propaganda against Muslims in the West, because they don't want any Muslims to speak up about Palestine. They don't want any Muslims to feel the confidence and the courage to speak up for the rights of the Palestinians. So that's why this dehumanization of the Muslims is taking place. They don't care if Britain burns. These people, they are burning Palestine right now. They are firing rockets into the buildings and they are ripping little children apart. Why would they care about the children of Britain and the streets of Britain? They will put fire to Britain if it saves them. These people don't care.
Who gives them the arms?
Who gives them the arms? We are selling arms to them. Our government is selling arms to them. So this is the context. These riots did not just come from a vacuum. Rather, there is propaganda campaign behind it. There is concerted effort to inflate hatred against one particular community here and focus on them so that attention from Palestine can be taken away and the genocide that's taking place is ignored. So the British people suddenly become more interested in what's happening in Britain. Immigration. We say the same thing. We, the Muslims, are saying the same thing. Control immigration. If you open the gates of Britain, what are you going to do? What's going to happen? Well, half of Africa will be here. Half of Africa will be here. Okay? Have controlled immigration. No country on the planet can open the floodgates of immigration into its house or into its territory, because what's going to happen is you're going to get all sorts of people coming in who will cause problems here, right? So no one is for, but the question is, this is not about immigration. All of this sham that has been created on media and on social media in particular, Elon Musk, who opened up all these accounts of racist thugs, drug addicts like Tommy Robinson, a drug addict, a cocaine addict. He caused riots here and then he went to Cyprus with his family to have a holiday. He's literally on a swimming pool on a bed and directing riots in Britain.
And he's wanted for fraud.
And he's wanted for fraud,
Criminal
mortgage,
yeah.
criminal damage, criminal activity. And there are testimonies that this guy, he spends all the money these gullible English people give to him for his campaign. He spends them on hookers and clubs and cocaine. That's Tommy Robinson.
By the way, did you notice the white supremacy spin that guy made? Oh, you guys wouldn't have anything without our inventions. I mean, these guys were in the dark ages when the Muslims were having medicine.
Look, I believe
medical breakthroughs.
I believe this was a human endeavor.
Yeah.
Muslims pioneered science and philosophy in Spain. Many Englishmen, German men, French men came to Spain. They learned the Arabic language. They took this knowledge back to these countries. And then we had the 12th century Renaissance, and then we had the 15th century Renaissance. This is another topic, how the Muslims influenced the world. What they don't like to talk about is the Muslim civilization. How we produce some of the greatest scholars, poets, thinkers, intellectuals, theologians, scientists, some of the greatest observatories, some of the greatest work of science that were destroyed by the Mongols in Baghdad and then later on in Spain by the Catholics when they took Granada, the last stronghold of Islam and Muslims in Spain. Okay, this is another history. Coming back to Britain, what's happening here is well planned. It is intended, and Muslims are the target. Muslim community are the targets of this concerted effort to suppress, oppress, and to subdue our voice for the rights of the Palestinians. This is one of the reasons. Second reason for these riots and this hate campaign in Britain is to turn the attention away of the British people from Israeli crimes and make them think that the Muslims are a real problem. So Islamophobia, brother, sorry, Islamophobia, it achieves many targets, many objectives, many objectives. Okay, sorry, when you talk, it disturbs me. I have to apologize. Yeah. Okay, no worries. So it achieves many objectives. What objectives? One, it keeps the Muslim population living in the West subdued, scared, in a state of fear, and they're not gonna come out and campaign for the rights of the Palestinians. They shouldn't have the rights other people have. This is the attempt. Second achievement from Islamophobia is that none of these Western masses will feel sorry for the Palestinians. When we blow up Palestinian children, when we rip them apart, when half-cut bodies are being pulled out of the rubble, these British masses, they will see these images, and because of Islamophobia, because of the hatred for Islam and Muslims, they won't feel sorry for the Muslims. They won't feel any sympathy for them, because we have taken away that sympathy. We have dehumanized the Muslims to the extent, oh, these are child groomers, they are rapists, okay, they are terrorists, they are extremists, they are backward, they are misogynists, they hate women, they oppress women. All of these things are being put out on the media for a reason, so that sympathy for the Muslims is completely removed from the hearts and the minds of the Western audiences or Western people. I'm talking, when I say the Western people, I mean Germany, France, Britain, Italy, Spain, Australia, Canada, US. This is a concerted effort, global effort, to demonize and dehumanize Muslims, so that there is no sympathy left in the minds of people. And another benefit, another achievement.
Mention that when I know you spoke about the Islamophobes in particular.
Yeah.
But most of the people who are rallying for Palestine, the pro-Palestine, many of them are white Europeans. You know.
Yes, and this is what scared. This is what sent shivers down their spines, the spines of the Zionists. First time in the history of this country, such a large number of British people, white, English, British people, okay, even Scots and the Welsh and all those people put together, they came out to condemn the genocide of Palestinian people in Gaza. And this is why they came up with this new plan. Okay, now turn the tide and turn it against the Muslims. Put so much hatred on Muslims that the British people forget about what's happening in Gaza, and they start hating the Muslims and start rioting. So,
and what happened is, like, these people who actually were pro-Palestine rallies, not riots, they came with their children, they were all peaceful. Not a single police van burned or places of worship destroyed, or they even had to deploy, riot police. Millions of them come, and it happened like every weekend.
This road, yes. Park Lane, all the way, over 1 million people marched. I was a witness. I was here myself. Over 1 million people marched from all backgrounds. We saw all colors, all races, all religions, all people walking here. 1 million people.
Was there any violence?
No violence, no burning, no rioting, no damage to anyone's shops or property. These thugs, these drug addicts, these racist thugs come out and they start burning and pillaging. And there are only a few hundred. So that's why those people out there who may think that this is what the British people are like, you're wrong. We know the good side of the British people. We have seen it. British people in general are some of the most noble and compassionate people in the world. We have seen their compassion. We have lived there for decades. I've been here for more than 25 years. Okay, we have seen nothing but good behavior and compassion. Don't mistake few thugs for the entire nation. Just like I would say, don't look at some Muslim thugs and think that all Muslims are like this. No, absolutely. You need to see those professors, those doctors, Muslims, those computer scientists, those consultants who are conducting, to just for the lighter note, Princess Diana fell in love with a Pakistani guy because he was a heart surgeon, right? So if you don't, I don't know if you've seen this movie, Diana. Yeah, it's a very moving story of Princess Diana. She actually went into this operation theater. She saw the guy doing his job. She fell in love with him. Okay, of course, she was single at the time. She needed a husband. The guy, he didn't want all that pressure. He said, please, we don't know what he was told or said. So the point I'm making is, these kind of people are working in hospitals, they are professors, they are doctors, they are engineers, they are contributing to the society here. Don't ignore them. They have given their lives and their blood and sweat to this country. Don't do this to them. Who have brought their families there, they have made Britain their home, and they are contributing in a good way. Okay, don't use the bad examples to ignore and underestimate the efforts of all those great people, Muslims, from all backgrounds, who have given their life and sweat.
Immigrants, because without the immigrants, what would they?
All immigrants, all immigrants. I'm talking about Indians who are Hindus. I'm talking about all the Africans who are Christians, who have come to this country. They have made a life for themselves. If someone is on drugs in a council state and you cannot make your life better, it's not the fault of a Nigerian doctor. Okay, if you cannot go to school and college or university and educate yourself enough to have a good future, this is not the fault of that Indian engineer or a Pakistani doctor. Okay, they have studied. Sorry, oh, Bangladeshi. Sorry, man. Sorry. How can I forget Bangladesh? Okay, absolutely. And the Bengalis, all the Bengalis, all the beautiful white people in this country. They love the Bengali food. They go to Bengali restaurants and it's so tasty. So please try to understand.
And also in the care homes.
Yeah.
When you leave your old parents in the care homes, who will be looking after them?
Immigrants.
Most likely 70%
immigrants.
chances is an immigrant.
Yes. But again, at the same time, we are not in favor of loose, uncontrolled immigration. No one is. That would be madness. You would have criminals coming in, committing crimes here, right? Immigration should be controlled, it should be vetted, it should be legal. People should be allowed to come in legally when they are needed. And there are many people who are bringing skilled labor into this country, right? They are bringing value to this country.
NHS, the transport system,
yeah.
you name it.
And there's a beautiful thing here in Britain, right? So all those racist thugs working for foreign powers, for their agendas to destroy their own country, you're not nationalists. You are not someone who loves your country. You are nothing but just a bunch of drug addicts, and you're doing it for fun. You're doing because you like violence. You like to get drunk and get hooked or high and then go commit violence. Yeah. Okay. And I'm not going to say football hooligans, because not all football fans are like that as well. There are few individuals who have this kind of mentality, and they belong in jail. And kudos to the government for charging some of these people and putting them in jail. Anyone who behaves like this, put them in jail. Anyone who riots and breaks apart property and terrorizes people, communities, put them in jail. That's it. Kudos to the government.
Kudos to the government for Speaker's Corner.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Barakallah.